All right, gang, how you doing? I just got back from a bike ride, just checking some things out on the bike, and one of the things I've noticed is that all of the 750-watt electric bikes, I have both an X-Peak and I have actually two X-Peaks and an Express, and they all have this same issue. So I'm going to assume that anything that's a 750-watt motor model is going to have this potential problem. So that would include the new XP4 and some of the other models that are out there, Expedition also. So let's just talk a little bit about the rear axle area. So this is a 12 millimeter axle. It's hollow, and it has flats on it. And those flats fit into the rear dropout. And what will happen is that if your rear axle comes loose, so in other words, if the axle nuts are slightly loose, this axle will try and turn in the dropout. If it does turn in there, it will make it virtually impossible for you to remove the rear wheel. If that happens, you would take and use a crescent wrench, put the crescent wrench on there and turn this so that the flats are parallel to the dropout so that the tire, can be removed from the bike. So you don't want that to happen very often because it's going to hog out the inside of the dropout. It's going to wreck the axle. So it's important for these to be tight. The torque that I have in my manual for my Express is 35 Newton meters. So that's what you would tighten these to. And on the outside of this, there's going to be some torque washers. And your bike will come out of the box with one. I have double torque washers on this bike. So I put a second torque washer on there. If you ever get a used, or if you get a replacement warranty wheel from Lectric, anytime that you have that hardware that goes on the axle, you want to save all that stuff. So I would save those parts. You can see I've got it sandwiched on here, so I have two of those torque plates on there. So I'm going to tighten this down with my torque wrench after we get done with the video. But I just wanted to show you, this is the problem with removing the wheel on your bike. If the axle has spun in the dropout, you have to use a crescent wrench to turn the flats back even so that you can get the axle out and remove the rear wheel. Also, it's a good idea for you to use wrenches on both sides of the rear axle when you're tightening it so that you kind of cross-lock those against each other so that torque on one side doesn't end up spinning the axle when you're just tightening it up. So use a wrench on each side when you're going to do a torque wrench. Use the torque wrench on one side while you hold the other side solid. Those are some tips for you. Richard the Steady Pedaler, and there you go.